My green dream of the future, I guess, is that we successfully manage the transition to a more resilient, more local world in a way that means that we're able to avoid the worst impacts of climate change.
Yeah.
And it's a world which is better connected, which where people feel much more part of a community, where people feel the Joanna Macy always says, the agricultural revolution took thousands of years. This takes the industrial revolution took hundreds of years. This needs to happen like in 10, 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
So actually, if we do it, if we manage to do it, it will have been an astonishing feat historically, I think. So my green dream would really be that we manage to do that, and that when we arrive at that point, that we look back on how we do things now with disbelief, and that where we have arrived is a place that meets our needs much, much more on a fundamental level, where people live less in stress and in distress, where we live within limits. We're still able to be inventive and brilliant. We're no longer just purely seen as consumers, but we're consumers. We're part of that, and we live in local economies which are vibrant and connected. And I think the wonderful thing that the internet makes possible, and what strikes me as one of the things most fascinating about transition, is that you have an international network of communities that are localizing themselves and swapping those stories and telling those stories without the need to fly to Rio.
Exactly.
We can still be involved in and contributing in and learning from all the wonderful things that are happening there. That's so that and that for me. See, I think for me, the idea of a green dream sometimes can feel like it's purely a sort of a dream and a creation. Whereas when I imagine that, it doesn't feel like a dream to me. It feels like piecing together lots of things I've already seen. Yeah. So it's like urban gardens that I've seen that are already there, and ecological buildings I've seen that are already there, and clay plasters I've put on walls, and handmade paints, and places that don't need cars. It's not like it's an abstract idea. Those things are already there. Yeah. It's just about scaling them up very rapidly.
Okay, fantastic.